This is it. The last semifinal episode of season 4 is about to begin, and trust me, it is to pie for. Today, one final chef will bake, borrow, and steal their way into the finals, and the other chef will have to say goodbye. Find out who it's gonna be on this episode of Show Me Chefs. It's time now to meet our chefs. First up, we have Chef Marty Lowry from Twin Hills Golf and Country Club in Joplin. Marty, it's so good to have you back. Are you excited?
I am excited. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, we are super pumped to have you here.
Advancing from the preliminary into the semifinal, I had a day at work in between. As my mind came back to the show and to the competition, I was left just to wonder who was going to make it from the preliminary bracket.
Next up, we have Chef Jessica Owens, also from Joplin.
Yeah.
Chef Jessica, good to have you back.
Thank you.
Are you excited?
Absolutely.
Are you nervous?
Just a little. Man, coming back, it was exciting, like to know that I did good enough to come back.
Nothing to be nervous about. We're gonna have fun here today. All right, guys, starting off, we're going to have a lightning round. This is a free-form round. You will have only 15 minutes. 15 minutes to create the perfect appetizer using mystery ingredients. Of course, you will have full use of the pantry, which is generously donated by Springfield Wholesale Grocers, as well as full use of the spice rack from Chabom Teas and Spices. Are you ready to check out these mystery ingredients?
I'm ready.
Yes.
Let's do it.
As the cover came off the basket and I listened to the description of the ingredients, it took me a moment to recognize what was at work there.
Missourians love pies this time of year, but this episode, we want to introduce our chefs and viewers to the wide world of savory pies, common to the rest of the world. For the lightning round, you'll have to create a pie using tart shells from Vic's Pastry, red pepper pesto, enoki mushrooms, beef jerky from Dove Creek, string peas, and lime salt from Chabom Teas and Spices.
The mystery basket. It's like the black cloth of death. Trying to have zero anxiety with all the anticipation in the world. It's like a ticking time clock of...
All right, chefs, are you ready?
Ready.
Good, good. Your 15 minutes starts now.
So as I'm in that moment, knowing I've got 15 minutes and I've got to make 4 tartlets, basically, I have to decide how will I do everything I want to do in that amount of time. I can't bake a pie in the oven.
All right, while the chefs are cooking, let's take a moment to meet our judges. On this episode, we're lucky enough to have Joey Robertson here from Ozarks Live. Thank you so much. We're so glad you're here.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
And then we have from Ozarks Fox AM, we have Kelly Smith here.
I'm so glad to be here. It's my first time, and this is amazing. I
Yes,
can't
we're
wait
going to
be
have a
part
lot of
it.
fun, and you guys
Yes.
are going to get to eat some great food.
And we're hungry.
Yes. And of course, our returning head judge, Chef Angelo Wannithantri. Angelo, you're looking great as always.
Thank you.
You excited?
But, hey, it's so nice to have beautiful ladies right
Yes,
here
once
next to me
again,
and
flanked
judging,
by
yes.
2 lovely ladies.
Hey, I'm the lucky guy.
It's the
right
hard job that you have, you know?
We'll manage.
We'll
right?
manage.
Great. So
right.
what are we thinking so far on the competition?
You know, when I seen the mystery basket, for 15 minutes, there's a lot of ingredients that they need to incorporate.
Well, what
Right.
I'm noticing is they're doing things in different order. Is that Chef Marty started with the meat and getting that cooked, and Jessica's starting over here with her shells. She got those prepared first.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Chef Marty, I'm going to keep talking to you while you're cooking. So what went into that pan? What are you doing?
Some water and our beef jerky. I want to reconstitute the beef, make it a little more tender and palatable for our finished product.
Gotcha. Thank
Okay.
you. Get that, you know, that butter will soak in and
Yes.
make it crisp. And
Oh,
nice
and the
fluffy.
flavor.
Yeah.
Well, don't you know that'll be good? And she's got the food processor
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
And I think she's using maybe the jerky. She's
I think that's the
using
jerky in there,
She's
yeah.
using the jerky to probably shred it, kind
Yeah,
of make it. you
yeah.
know. So 2 different techniques.
So much.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, this is
Yeah.
first rate, it really is. And
Yeah.
Okay, on this episode, our word of the day is grunt. Now, in the kitchen, a grunt can be 2 vastly different things. It can either be a type of fish or a small fruit pastry or pie.
I think when you've done this a while, you figure out, and I know Joy, you do this at home, and both of you, it's like when you're making something, you think it just needs something else, and you instinctively know what it is.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
they do, and what appealed to me here was I saw both chefs give a little taste.
I saw that too.
To see, you know.
You know, Joey, I think it's pretty obvious when you look at me that I enjoy pie.
We're gonna have to sit down and talk pie.
We will definitely do that. But for now, we're going to be doing some pairings with Mary from Hotel Vandervoort, right?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
All right, gnocchi dokie. So, just like a good pie, a good cocktail can really inspire the meal. So, Chef Mary from the Hotel Vandervoort has inspired a cocktail for today's ingredients. What are we going to be having today?
So we're going a little tiki today. I'm going to be doing a tiki old fashioned. We're going to be using Missouri Spirits bourbon that I hickory smoked, and then we have Florida Caña 7-year aged rum, as well as a spicy banana pineapple cordial, toasted coconut orgeat, and tiki bitters. And we're topping it with Tyne Timbers barley wine.
Wow, look at that.
Beautiful. So, these right here, they look like pineapple leaves?
They are pineapple fronds, yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Wonderful. All right.
Was the chicken originally in the pot?
No,
It wasn't. That's the
she's
addition.
able to,
Right.
you know,
And-
use the pantry.
Sure.
All right, chefs, you have 5 minutes remaining on that clock. 5 minutes.
Chef Jessica, what's going on in that bowl?
Just a little sauce that I think I'm gonna mix in with the chicken and the herbs and the mushrooms to give it kind of a filling base.
Okay.
Some chipotle, some sweet, a little bit of savory in there.
As I'm cutting and chopping and putting stuff in the pan, I think quiche.
This show could not be done without all the small businesses coming together.
Oh gosh,
It helps everybody.
It helps everybody, and our goal.
On this episode, our chefs are utilizing pastry shells from Vic's Pastry right here in Springfield, Missouri. They specialize in mini pastries, and Joey and I got really excited. We got our sweet tooth ready and went down there to check them out.
I started 40 years ago. I was looking for work. I was between jobs, so I fell into a kitchen where all I did was clean floors and dump trash and stuff like that. When I was at the restaurant, they asked me to go to the bake shop, and I told them the first time, no, I didn't want no part of it. And then when they said, well, it will come with a raise, then I said, all right, I'll give it a shot. And I ended up really loving it. I ended up really, really enjoying it. I fell into some really good bakers, I fell into some really good pastry chefs, and I've got 2.5 years with a culinary artist. So I taught myself. I worked for corporations for 40 years. I'd had enough of corporations, and I've had enough of having 8, 9 bosses, and now I'm down to 1. Okay, my daily routine starts at about 5:30 in the morning. We start baking about 6 once the ovens kick in. And then about 8 o'clock we open up. From then on, the rest of the day, I just continue to bake, take orders, fill shelves. Then at the end of the day, we finish up by cleaning up, dropping tanks, mopping floors, and then go home and come back in and start again the next day. I start early, I finish late, and 7 days a week for me right now. We do everything from scratch, everything's done in-house. We'll take special orders, we like to help out. We do a lot of benefits. My wife is really good at this. She's the brains of the operation. I'm lucky enough to bake here.
And that's going to need to go in the oven now.
Remove my cheese.
Yeah.
Smart girl. Because she was holding that, and that oven
Didn't-
eject.
Yes.
So
This is
a big
gorgeous.
thank you to Mary from Vandervoort and Order.
Thank you. Beautiful.
Thinking what we want to see with the mystery basket ingredients and what she made, how much of a good pairing. this
How they go
was.
together.
Yep. Cheers. Ooh.
Isn't that delicious?
Wow.
It's really good.
There's a
Wonderful.
lot of things happening in here.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
really good. I'm getting hungry.
Yep, I'm getting hungry at this.
We're into presentation now.
I'm starting to smell.
Plating is hands down where I feel the least confident in my abilities. I'm exceptionally colorblind. I don't cook like many of the modernist chefs that I know do. I put flavors and textures together in my mind first, and then I find ways to plate them.
Chefs, you have 1 minute remaining on the clock. 1 minute to get those plates finished.
The seconds were just disappearing before my eyes, and not even realizing that I was moving or wasn't moving. You get kind of starstruck in the moment.
It needs cooked. You gotta cook it.
And
Chefs, we have 30 seconds. 30 seconds remaining on the clock.
All right, guys, get everything on the plate.
Get those dishes plated.
And you have to decide what you're gonna do before you start chopping.
Exactly.
I will count down here in just a moment.
pulled my pie tarts quiche out of the oven, and I realized that the eggs were still just a little runny.
Oh, shoot.
10, 9,
Come on, get everything on the plate real quick.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chefs, your time is up.
Woo, that was intense.
That was intense. Great job. 15 minutes is not a lot of time. All right, Chef Marty, you are up first. Please explain your dish to the judges.
Well, I made a basic custard tartlet with beef and beach mushrooms. We finished with the pea shoot salad with the red pepper pesto vinaigrette.
I really think you did a good job. The flavor, balancing the flavors.
Thank you.
You know, and an appetizer. I think, actually, let's do this. Let's see if this is going to go together right here.
I think anything would go.
Great. Thank you so much,
really
Chef
good.
Marty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Chef Jessica, you are up next. Please explain your creation to the judges.
Today I made for you a beef jerky and chicken quiche with the rehydrated tomato pesto with some cherry jam and some chipotle peppers in there for savory on the eggs. I thought it would have gone well. I sauteed the mushrooms in with the chicken and the beef and repurposed the sauce on the bottom of the plate.
So, do you think it's, just want to make sure, is it okay to take, I mean, what do you think about the chicken? Is it?
The chicken is done, the beef is done. The eggs literally had probably 2.5 minutes in the oven. They're probably at a safe temperature. I just don't know for 100%, so I don't want you to
I'm gonna try it.
dig in and then it be my fault.
So the eggs may not have cooked up the way you wanted.
Right.
But
To
the
a firm
chickens.
quiche is what they would have been,
Right.
basically an omelet inside of a pie
Yeah.
crust.
Right.
You know, your effort is good.
Yes, it
But,
is.
you know, we need to, thank you so
15
much.
minutes is not a lot of time,
it's-
but I like the chicken with jerky.
Yeah.
It's really tasty.
Good
Thank
job,
you
though.
so much, Chef Jessica.
The clock was not in my favor. So when presenting it to the judges, I was heartbroken at the fact that I even presented something like that, because I know I'm way above handing out raw food.
All right, while the judges deliberate, we ask that the chefs please leave the kitchen. We'll call you back in shortly. All right, the chefs are out of here, so let's chat.
Okay, let's do it.
What do we think?
Let's talk about Jessica first.
Okay.
I think she tried to do too much. Cooking.
Yes.
She already had a protein.
Seven.
Yeah.
And the chicken was tasty.
Yeah. So Chef Marty, on the other hand,
Yeah.
you know, he did a pretty good job.
He did a very
he
nice
timed
job.
it.
And if she had finished the little quiche, I still would have wanted more.
Oh, on the side, because I'm a
Yes.
sauce girl too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
too.
All right, so
Awesome.
we're gonna be able to decide a winner?
Yes.
Great, let's bring back in those chefs. All right, while you were gone, the judges have deliberated, and I think we've come up with a winner.
I know my opponent was less than satisfied with her dish, and I expect that she will not forgive that.
Chef Angelo.
So the lightning round was interesting, and yes, we have picked a winner. The winner is Chef Lowry, or Chef Marty Lowry. As you know what happened on that. So yep. Okay.
Great, okay, so now we're moving into the entree round. We're gonna bring up the heat, all right?
Yeah.
But before we get started, we're gonna give you both an opportunity to pad your score with some extra points. To find out more about this, Joey, bring in the box of fear. Chef Joey, welcome to the kitchen.
This is the box of fear. Now, you will be searching inside of this lovely contraption for this card. So you're gonna stick your hand inside of it and fish around. No big deal, right? Not a problem.
Things might be alive, they might not.
There is one other thing though. So, who wants to be the owl and who wants to be the llama?
I'm llama.
Llama?
Good, yeah, that's
Owl.
All right.
All right, chefs.
Marty, that's quite becoming.
Let's go ahead and get those on,
it with
okay? Are you guys ready to see what's inside the box of fears?
We can't see.
Yeah, I can't see anything.
Ready?
Oh my gosh,
All right.
the horror.
The bonus item,
Yep.
which they will be hunting for.
And how long do
Okay.
you have?
We have 30 seconds. Go!
When I found out there was going to be a fear box, part of me was excited to know that there's a new element of surprise. Here's another game-changing element brought to the show. And another part of me knew that I was about to look silly on TV.
6, 5,
Find that
4,
card.
3, 2, 1. All right. She just went for gold.
Okay, chefs, you can set down your handfuls.
We'll have to get those back to the crime lab. All right, chefs, you did quite well with the box of fears. But Chef Marty, since you were the winner of the appetizer round, you actually get to pick your protein in the next round. So right now, I need to know, do you want to work with red meat or do you want to work with fish and seafood?
I kind of like fish.
There you go. So we got the seafood man here. That means red meat's gonna go to you.
Perfect.
Now, in this round, just like before, you will have only 1 minute to hit that pantry to get everything you need, including oil. Then you will get an additional 15 seconds at the 17-minute mark because you found that rubber ducky. So let's find out that mystery package, right? For this round, you'll both need to use rutabaga and chayote squash in your entrees, as well as dulce, which is a red algae. Chef Jessica, you'll also be using bison steaks from Grandview Bison and elderberry wine from Seven Seas Winery. Chef Marty, you'll be using smoked trout and prawns from Rockbridge Trout Farm and Cattle Drive white wine from Seven Seas. All right, chefs, we're about to start your pantry time. You'll each have 1 minute to hit the pantry, but there's another little twist. If you look at the pantry, our pantry goblin has been playing around and some things are not in the same order. So good luck, let's get it started. Your pantry time begins now.
Going into the timed pantry, being able to grab things that I didn't even know I needed is basically the mentality that you have to have.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we here at Show Me Chefs are full of surprises. This episode is featuring pies, so you will need to make some sort of a pie, a savory pie, out of the ingredients that we've given you. 35 minutes on the clock. 35 minutes starts now.
Okay. That was it. Because, you know, if you remember, so we have some interest, so you have to add flavor. You have
Right.
to add flavor, you have to add fat.
Right,
you know.
exactly.
I've not worked with that.
And you wonder if
before.
he's worked with it before or if this is the first time.
Marty, have you worked with the Chiato squash?
I have not.
And how does it, like, when you're cutting it, is it just like, what is it, what's the texture on that?
It's fairly firm, more firm than an
The
apple.
feelings after the appetizer round, standing in front of the judges, I honestly got a sense of relief. Like, I knew what I delivered was not my best. So, going into it mentally thinking, all right, this round wasn't for you. Now let's kick butt on the next one.
Oh, little flambe going on.
That's pretty.
That's flambe going on. Now,
Really?
Bic, yeah. Bic used to be the,
I've had pastries from Tower Club, so
that's it.
yeah, very good, very good.
All right, Chef Jessica.
Yeah.
You are at the 17-minute mark, which means you will get 15 seconds back in the pantry starting now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
All right, you got it, and you did a little dance. Wonderful.
Both.
Guys, you guys are competing for $3,000, right? So, you know, winner can compete in the final for $3 grand. What would you do with $3 grand, Jessica?
Well, we actually have a family vacation planned in June to the Gulf Shores of Alabama. So that would be really cool to contribute, to do something fun while we're down there. We just bought a new house, so any extra things can go to that.
Yeah. You look ridiculous.
Me? What about you? Halloween was the last episode. Why are you wearing an eye patch?
You're gonna laugh at me, okay? When you said 7 C's, I thought, yarg, the 7 C's. Hence the pirate patch.
Yeah, well, it still might work. What are we pairing today?
Well, today we're pairing a cherry mead. It's very delectable. It's very sweet, tart, tangy. It should play well with our savory dish that we've got going on. So it's made with 50% Bing cherries and 50% clover honey.
That's 100% awesome.
Right? All right, let's get these judges some drinks. Yeah. The brightness of the cherries.
Wow. It's like almost like a brandy.
Oh, sweet. I like that.
You like this?
This season, the chefs are cooking a lot with mead. If any of you have had mead, it might remind you of Vikings or the Scots, and that's because the drink originated up north. We sent Joey out to 7 Seas Winery to find out a little bit more about the mead that is produced right here in the heart of the Ozarks.
Well, when we got started, we have my wife and myself, and we have 4 kids. So that's 6 of us, and our last name is Crevelt. And then my mother-in-law asked if we needed another investor, and her maiden name was Cassins, so she became the 7th C. So we picked 7CS as the brand. So all of our grape wines are cattle-themed. We have 20-some different wines available at any given time. A lot more variety than you find in a typical store. We don't have a specific specialty wine in itself, but mead has taken over our business. Mead, of course, is wine made from honey. It's an ancient drink, been around forever. Typical wines are either made from grapes, where you take the grapes, crush it, ferment it, and bottle it. Mead is a little bit different with the honey because honey is like 80% sugar. So we basically dilute that down to a level of around 22-24% sugar, like grape juice is. And then we ferment it there. We carry local products here in the store. From Redneck Nuts and some of the other beef sticks and things out here. We've had Willow out here, all produced here in the Southwest Missouri area. Truly buy local and support local. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what the chefs will do with the various meads that we've provided, especially the hot ones.
When we come back, we are going to find out the amazing creations that our chefs have concocted for us today. But before we do, we have a little bit of trivia for you viewers at home. What percentage of an apple is made up of air? You think you know the answer? Tweet us your guesses and we'll find out the answer right after this. Before the break, we had a trivia question for you. What percentage of an apple is made up of air? Joey?
Well, if you guessed 25%, you are correct.
Chefs, we have 5 minutes left. 5 minutes. Let's get to plating soon.
Marty can't find something.
You don't see it?
Give me a spin.
Nobody sees it. The insert for this right here. Just had it. Don't know why I figured that, you guys. That's the real secret behind the chef, is the staff.
As I was plating, I felt like I did well for the round for my abilities and my style of cooking. But overall, either everything came together the way I wanted or a reasonable measure away from it.
1 minute, chefs.
I think Jessica's ready.
I think she timed it this one. She timed it really well this time.
Very well.
Yep.
All right, I gotta make room now.
Yes, we do. And
Time has come.
mm,
Yeah.
the mead.
We're at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Great job, chefs. Great job. Chef Jessica, you are up first. Please explain your exquisite-looking entree to the judges.
Today I made for you a bison onion marmalade with the algae turnover. With the chayote, I rubber-cubed and made a balsamic reduction chutney underneath. And then I took the rutabaga and some potatoes and fried them. And then I sauteed them in apple butter at the end.
Whoa.
I love the sweet flavor mixed in. It's really
Thank you.
nice. That's what I'm tasting is the cherry, which goes perfectly with this.
Right, with the cherry
That's,
meat.
yes,
Cherry
the
meat.
Bing
Hey,
cherry.
I pair well.
There you go.
And she's modest to boot.
Ah.
Thanks so much, Chef Jessica. Thank you. Chef Marty, you are up next. Please explain your dish to the judges.
All right, so I've made a smoked trout strudel. We have algae braised with lacinato kale, a rutabaga chayote puree, and a sauce made of shrimp and shrimp stock, our wine from the mystery basket, and a little bechamel to bind it.
Looks gorgeous.
It does.
Judges, you're awfully quiet, enjoying that food, aren't you?
There's so many components that
Yeah.
we want to taste. That
Right.
I want to
Really
make sure that we give them enough credit to make sure that taste everything
I
to make sure
can see
that
that.
it's,
It's so beautifully plated.
it's
It really
complex
is.
plate. It's really a good.
It's very good. These dishes are
Tasty.
polar opposites.
Yep.
They really are, I think.
They are very different.
Yeah,
Very good.
Thank you so much.
they are both
Thank you.
very delicious.
Thank you, Chef Marty. All right, the judges have a lot to discuss. Those plates looked amazing. Chefs, as they're deliberating, please leave the kitchen.
Thank you.
All right, judges, let's talk. Those dishes looked amazing, and they smelled good too. But both very different, obviously, because we had two different proteins. So
Correct.
let's talk Chef Marty first.
He did it in very classically trained
Yes.
way. I was not too keen about the greens on that he has with the
I
kale.
wasn't a fan of either, really, of the sides of that one. I
No.
thought the main puff pastry that he did was really good. The other two things, not so, didn't
Yeah.
appeal to me as much.
Well, Chef Jessica, meat, like red meat. How was that?
I was looking, I had to look
saw
for
you.
it because I saw her slice it up.
Right.
Once I found it, I liked it. I thought it was a little tougher,
Okay,
but she indicated she had not really cooked with that.
great. Let's bring the chefs back in.
As they ate her food and described her flavors, I was jealous and intimidated. I was like, man, I would be so much more proud to put that plate out than this one.
All right, welcome back to the kitchen, chefs. Now it's time for your just desserts. In the dessert round, you will have 25 minutes to concoct the perfect pie dessert using mystery ingredients. There is no dietary restriction in this round. You will have full use of the pantry the entire time, as well as the spice rack. But you will also need to make your own crusts.
Not knowing is probably the hardest part of what they're gonna throw our way.
All right, chefs, let's check out these mystery pie ingredients. Mother of God. For your dessert round, you must include lard from Gemstone Farms, black Arkansas apples from A&A Orchard, papaya, and chev from Terrell Creek.
I cook very well. I make desserts and bake, kind of like stuff Grandma would do, but when she was a very young woman and learning how to bake.
All right, chefs, you got a game plan in place?
Yes.
All right, your 25 minutes begins now.
Walking into the last round, it was like a sense of empowerment that I made it this far and the best is yet to come.
So, Jessica, have you made a pie crust before?
Yep,
Okay.
with a recipe.
Right here.
And Marty, when's the last time you made a crust from scratch?
Oh, in the last year, I found I do it a lot better when I delegate it to somebody else.
There's a couple of secret ingredients.
So I'm kind of curious how she would make it. She's going to.
I don't know how to use this.
I do not.
There you go.
I don't own a can opener.
Apple and papaya. That's a kind of a different combination,
Yeah.
you know?
And now
So-
we've got coconut milk in the mix.
Huh?
Now we got coconut milk.
Coconut mix. And he's going in the route of one big pie.
Did you see Joy? What she
I'm
put in that
seeing the
bowl?
flour.
But I did see her crumble the butter, and she used the lard to butter muffin tin.
Yeah.
Hey, Joey,
Yeah?
guess what time it is?
Okay, lay it on me.
Time for another joke, all right. So, what can a whole apple do that a half apple can't do?
I don't know, what?
It can't look round.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
All right, maybe it's time for another pairing. So what have we got? Okay, speaking of time, I believe this dessert tray is sponsored by Sisters in Time?
Correct.
And they specialize in what?
They specialize in preservative-free breads and gluten-free options.
Nice, it looks beautiful.
Yep. They actually gave us a delightful, decadent dessert display, and we're gonna be pairing that with a strawberry chocolate flowering tea.
Whoa, look at that.
Isn't it beautiful?
Gorgeous. Yeah, now that starts out.
It actually starts out looking like that.
Right.
So you take it, you drop it in your water, and then you allow it to steep. And then you can watch the magic unfold.
Great. Well, let's get it loaded up for the judges.
You bet.
Strawberry flower tea.
Oh, that smells divine, doesn't it?
I want my house to smell like this.
I do too. That's
It's supposed to
really
be like-
good.
Oh, yeah. I'll be honest, this is the first time I've seen Chef Marty change his mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
He did it twice. He's done. Yeah, he's done twice.
The decision to go to the individual pies from the 9-inch pan came from I just was not making pie crust the way I know how. I can't throw another minute away on this. I can't throw 10 more seconds away. So.
Chefs, you're doing great. We have 10 minutes left on that
You know.
clock. 10 minutes
Yeah.
left.
So we'll see. She's getting some goat cheese. I mean, yogurt.
Oh, yeah.
Greek yogurt. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
This is going
This
to be
is getting
interesting.
complex.
Yes, it is. What's going on?
This time of year, if you aren't dreaming about sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie, you're probably dreaming about apple pie. We at Show Me Chefs love to showcase fresh local produce. At A&A Orchards, they provide local, sustainable, ripe produce year-round. We sent Joey apple picking to find a little bit more about sustainable produce.
40 years of my life has been involved with horticulture. And I got a master's degree in pomology. Pomology is the study of fruit, and decided that that's what I wanted to do. I fell in love with it. In 1981, I took a job working for Gerber Products Company. From there, I got involved in their ag research program. We were very interested in eliminating pesticide residues. And I go through the orchard every day and I look at the trees and I do what's called scouting. I'll look at the leaves, I'll look at the fruit to see what kind of pests may be present. We've got a home here for our native pollinators, and the idea is to conserve those, so we're not going to spray anything that will harm them. So we started raising apples that you typically wouldn't find in a store, but that would taste really good. That particular apple with Gonamac, it's like nobody's going to sell that at the grocery store. You can only get that at a farmer's market. Arkansas Black at one time was one of the major apple varieties in the United States. One of the reasons is because it did store so well, and because it's so hard and dense that it can be handled fairly roughly. So we believe in harvesting fruit when it's ready. And by that I mean it's not all the fruit on the tree matures at the same time. You know, a day like this, you walk along, the bees are out, the trees are blooming, it's gorgeous, and you say, you know, where else can you have something like that?
All right, chefs, you are rocking it out. We have 5 minutes left on that clock. 5 minutes.
You better get something on the plate and make sure the plates are ready.
Gotta have to start thinking about those plates.
Yep. Okay, Jessica's plating and he's going into...
3 minutes.
Had the,
Keep it
crust
going,
on
you're
there.
doing great.
After seeing the ingredients and attempting to formulate a game plan, I had far fewer options than I did in the entree round, of course.
This is intense. Like I'm,
I feel
I'm nervous.
Yes, I'm nervous too.
Oh yeah. See, that could break, and then he doesn't have any.
Oh, it's good. It's good. That broke up. It could have cooked a little longer.
Okay.
That one worked. Yeah.
1 minute on that clock, chefs. 1 minute.
I can't watch.
You can't watch it.
I'm so nervous.
I am nervous too. I mean,
30 seconds. 30 seconds on the clock.
wow. Intense.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty.
Wow.
Come on.
Who's she after?
Come on.
Well, in the first 3 rounds, it was something's missing. So the judge's criticism, I took it to heart, and literally within the last 27 seconds, I lime zested. Hopefully, my listening skills partaked in my cooking skills as well.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chefs, please step away from your plates.
Wow.
Yes.
All right. Good job.
That looks great.
All right, Chef Marty, you're up first. Describe your dish.
All right, the basic short dough pie crust with the papaya lavender custard, and I brought a goat cheese mousse and some spiced sautéed apples and pecans.
And I'm gonna try this with this chocolate.
Oh, the
cherry
tea.
tea. Yeah.
I love the savory cheese, the tangy cheese, you know, with the fruit.
I didn't even get any of the cheese.
That
Oh, wow.
tang. I just.
That is good.
I just felt that.
I
tang.
did too.
Oh, I
Is there a
love
little
that.
sugar in the crust? No sugar in the crust.
I love the lavender too. Good
you.
call on the lavender. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Chef Marty.
Wow.
Thank you.
With 6 rounds behind me, I feel like I've performed well. I represent myself well in my club. That I may advance, I may not, but absolutely have received the validation that I'm performing well and can be proud of the efforts I put into this career and into this show.
All right, and last but certainly not least, Chef Jessica, please describe your delicious dessert to the judges.
I did a black apple blackberry cobbler crumble with a papaya goat cheese yogurt mousse with a little bit of lime and lemon zest for some acidity at the
The
end
mousse
bite.
you made, the lime in that, zest, awesome.
I love the crust.
Yeah,
I
breadcrumb
really
crust.
do, yeah.
The sweetness is just right. Not overpowering. It's
I
not
agree.
Yeah.
And you've got the cheese.
You use the sugar, however you use to bring the sugar, the sweetness level is perfect.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you so much, Chef Jessica.
Of course, you always want to better yourself, so anything negative would be an enlightenment, but there wasn't anything that can necessarily tell me how I could do better, which is always a thing for a chef, that you want to know what you could have done differently to, of course, better whatever it is. Nothing is ever perfect in a kitchen.
All right, once again, while the judges deliberate, chefs, please exit the kitchen.
Thank you.
All right, the chefs are gone. Let's dish.
Well, the dish is on us. So what
Can
we
I say,
Yes.
Marty's presentation, I thought the taste was great. When I go for something sweet, I felt like it needed to be just a little sweeter
Yep.
to me.
On the other hand, I thought Jessica's flavors were incredible.
With the pie crust that I make, there's like salt. There's lots of salt. Her crust had salt because of the breadcrumbs, I
Correct.
feel like. And then the sugar and the salt was really primo.
And he did not use any sugar on his crust.
No.
So, you know, there's lemon. I mean, that was the good crust, but I wish he had a little bit of sweetness and a little more
It was
butter
very
to
delicious, but I really like the way she used the zest.
Yeah.
I do
On
too.
hers. That was a nice touch, and that seriously was last second.
That was-
It was.
Yeah.
She was
It
going
really was.
for it.
And the thing is, that brought the whole dish together because when you took that custard, that little,
Yes.
and
The
decided,
custard
I'm like,
was spectacular.
All right, the tribunal has performed their task. Let's bring back in the chefs. All right, welcome back to the kitchen, chefs. Thank you both so much. You've done an amazing job. Before we announce the winner, let's discover a little bit about this journey that we've seen from you on this episode. Joy, let's discuss a little bit about Chef Jessica.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with your skills, both of you, of course. Jessica, I love your personality. You had a hard time with the appetizer.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Well, but it happened. It happens to all of us, but this is a competition. And so you're trying to get this done and you didn't have a lot of confidence, but that didn't rattle you. You got back in there and you kept going. I love the story about how you cook with your son. I can tell you have a real passion for it. When they said you got to make your own pie crust, you kind of had that look like, oh Lord, let me remember how to make a pie crust. You know?
Actually benefited me. I was like, cool, now I know how to serve it. So it was actually a really good thing.
You rocked it. So congratulations, you did a wonderful job today, and I enjoyed everything you put in front of me.
I don't think that I've came this far to go home, but if I did, everything that I've learned or grasped or taken in this far has been nothing but a joyful learning experience for me. But if I won, that'd be cool too.
Wonderful. Now, Kelly, tell us a little bit about what we saw from Marty.
Marty, you are a smooth operator. You know your way around the kitchen for sure. And it doesn't seem like much of anything rattles you. You had a little bit of trouble on your dessert. You changed courses a little bit, and I saw you flip into that mode a little bit. But normally, you look at the ingredients, you decide which direction you're going, and you just flow around the kitchen. In fact, there were things I didn't even notice you doing. You were so smooth. The only thing I would say is that I do think some extra salt will bring out the flavors in the dishes that you prepared.
Great. Chefs, you both performed impeccably. But there can be only one winner. Chef Angelo.
Well, this was a tough one. I had to bring out all the cards out and recount, make sure it is what it is. Okay, so obviously you took a big hit on the appetizer. And I'm gonna tell you about the point so you'll understand, and people can understand what happened, okay? 25-point difference. You were down that much, okay? Or pretty close to it. At the end, the overall picture, Jessica, you had 136 points. And Marty Lowry, you have 141 points.
Wow.
So the reason I'm bringing that up, is because how much you brought up. I know that you didn't win this competition, but you should feel like a winner.
I'm not like upset that I lost because, from the beginning, not knowing I was even capable or even have like the full, I want to do this, because I didn't have that mentality coming in. I'm not upset at the fact that I lost. I'm upset that you only just retrace everything that you could have done better. Other than that, this is not sorrow or I'm beating myself down, because I think that I did fairly well.
Amazing, but going to the final round is Chef Marty Lowry.
Great. Chef Marty, congratulations. You will be joining us in the finale. How does it feel?
When they gave me the results, of course I was happy. I was proud of my work today. I was given some very good feedback, some very nice compliments. What slays me is they say, well, you got to season more. And I'm looking back at my performance and yeah, I'm not.
Satisfying. I got to say, discussing that point spread, I really didn't win.
Wonderful
Well,
job.
Chef Marty, we really look forward to seeing
Like I said, it's a competition. So, yes, you did win, but you did a great job coming back.
Thank
Great.
you.
Yeah.
And Chef Jessica, thank you so much for sharing your talent and your skill and your huge personality with us. It was so fun to watch you in the kitchen. You owned it.
I love
so
it.
we look forward to seeing you possibly on future seasons of the show.
Yes, for sure.
I think that overall, I'm pleased. Not necessarily 100% with the outcome. The deficit in points, I know that I did what I needed to do. Not necessarily at 100% throughout all of them. I challenged Marty, I believe, in the kitchen. He's a good chef. I wish him well.
Great, and thank you all for watching. We will see you on our next episode, our final episode, where we will crown Season 4's champion. We'll see you next time on Show Me Chefs.
Going into the finale, I know that I'm going to be competing against somebody that's worked really hard to get there, and I have worked really hard to get here, and I'm excited, and you know, it's gonna be okay.
I will go bring my A game one more time, and you know, it's going to go to whoever performs better on that day.